Hey everybody, I'm Charting Man Dan with the Chart Guys. I've been trading the last 13 and a half years. We've been covering GameStop and the price action over the last week plus, as long as the fundamental developments. And it's time for us to check in as we are now entering the weekend, and we have an extremely beautiful tight pattern to be watching on Monday. If you're new to the channel or want to follow up with things that we've been saying in our recent videos, check out our YouTube channel. We got a playlist for it. The long one here is a bit more about me and the scope of which I'm viewing things, but a bit of the play-by-play because that continuity is important for us to determine the most likely scenarios, which is all we try to do with technical analysis. And once we determine if we're confident in a most likely scenario, we trade around that broader thesis, and then we have clear things that can invalidate it or tell us that we are correct. So we've got Roaring Kitty changing his position. He exercised his option. Shout out to everybody that was clearly highlighting at the end of what day was it? I'm losing track of the days. Wednesday? It's either the end of Wednesday or Thursday, but highlighting that someone was dumping those contracts likely was him, and that was correct. And now he converted his cash, including $23 million of what was sitting there, into a 9 million share position. So one thing I want to talk about, and some people aren't going to like it, is if you're the kind of person that's jumping from catalyst to catalyst saying, this one's going to be the short squeeze, we're running to 100 plus, this one's going to be the short squeeze, look yourself in the mirror and say, maybe that's not the best approach. Yes, short squeezes can happen. They are rare. I know that's the thesis of GameStop, but everybody was telling me in all these videos, someone was so bold to say, I know more about these cycles than you do. We're going to see him exercise his options. There's going to be no shares to be delivered. We're going to be at all-time highs. This is reminding me of QAnon, where QAnon people just look at, oh, this thing's going to happen and it's going to save us, and it doesn't, and the date goes by. Oh, it didn't happen. But this thing, we're looking for these clues, and this thing's going to save us. This is going to take us there. And again, I hope it explodes to 1 million, but it's not the most likely scenario with where we currently stand. This is not the same setup as 3 years ago. There is not the same short interest, but that does not mean that we can't make money trading it, which is what we're going to be looking to do. So at this point in time, the fundamentals, the company is essentially a SPAC, which means they've got a bunch of cash and they can do whatever they want. They can become a Bitcoin company, a cannabis company. They can do whatever they want. And so that is what everybody's looking to see from this point, including Roaring Kitty, is what's from here, where we go from here. We've got a shareholder meeting the 17th on Monday. Yep, Monday shareholder meeting, so keep an eye on that. There are going to be people out there saying they're going to be a huge announcement. That's going to be the next short squeeze catalyst. Again, what is said in that shareholder meeting can cause the price to go up and down, but in terms of a multi-100% move, I don't see it happening, and I would love to be wrong. So what we're looking for in the short term from here, we know bigger picture, the weekly equilibrium was the most likely scenario. We were talking about looking in the low 20s towards the $17 support for the higher low to try and form. We got down to $22.79, and it's looking like a weekly higher low may be shaping up. Now, what do we need for that to be official? Ideally, confirming a daily uptrend and breaking 33.70. If we break 33.70 this coming week, we have the new higher low set. We continue to tighten up into July. Right now, there is a beautiful tight range. You can see on the daily chart, again, was looking for the daily lower high to be the most likely scenario. It hasn't officially been set yet, as far as I'm concerned, but look at this hourly chart the last 3 days. This is just your standard equilibrium, which is, the same reason why I'm watching for it on the weekly is they happen everywhere. But we've got the high to the low, big dump day there, lower high, higher low, lower high, double bottom, lower high. We just got as tight as you can possibly get. I hope this pattern does not break Monday pre-market. I would love this pattern to break Monday regular trading because there's going to be a lot of people acting on this. You can see the most important support. There's essentially a double bottom, 27.28, 27.41, and the most important short-term resistance, 30.85, 30.66. So pretty much a double top and a double bottom. And so what I'm going to be looking for, if it's a bear break of 27.41, that's a short indication. Now, to be confident that it's going to follow through, you got to drop down and break 25.56 eventually, 24.80. So still certainly would protect if making a bearish trade on that. But the reverse is if we get a bull break. the first signal will be breaking 30, and then you got to ensure that you break 30.66 and 30.85 right after it. And so this is how we can position if we want to be aggressive or conservative. If I want to be aggressive, I'm entering now and assuming it's going to break bull. That's not me. I'm all cash. If I want to be a little bit less aggressive, I can enter on a break of 29.93. If I want to be a little bit more patient, a little bit less aggressive, I can enter on the break of 30.85. It all depends on what you want to do in terms of your game plan. And you can even do multiple positions. I'll enter the first position here, and if we break 30.85, I'll add to it. That's another aggressive strategy. So we're watching these levels very closely, and as soon as they break, what you do is you zoom out. So if we break resistance on the first few levels, we're going to zoom out, and we're going to be looking at 33.70 as that key resistance, and then all the way up 48 as the most important level from there. If we get the bear break, we're looking down at the low of consolidation, 22.79, one level to the next. You know, we got the low of Thursday, the low of Wednesday. These are all levels we pay attention to. But expecting volatility to pick up this coming week. There is a holiday on Wednesday. The market's closed for Juneteenth, no trading, but anticipating a break before then. And so I'm going to be trading a bit more. So I've got my bigger picture thesis, what the weekly chart most likely scenario is, and we're scouting for that higher low to be set. We got the hourly equilibrium to give us, with the shareholder meetings Monday, we're definitely going to break on Monday. So looking forward to that volatility, and we'll see if whatever direction breaks, we've got to ensure follow through and control. And again, the hourly trend will be our guide. So let's say we break on Monday, we then have to form hourly higher lows and higher highs into Tuesday and beyond if it's going to follow through. So feel free to ask any questions, and we'll continue to check in as price action and updates develop. Do good things. Have a great weekend.